Hello and welcome to an all-new Marvelcast Explosion Network's hub of all things Marvel, a place to talk about everything MCU and beyond, from Avengers and Defenders to Firelord and Airwalker. My name is Asher Hobley, your incredible podcast host, and joining me today, the astonishing Dylan Blight.
Yeah, Airwalker, from the last Airbender show? Or does it just sound like a character that
It just sounds like it.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, you stick air in front of anything, it's going to sound like
Elemental.
Airbender. So, no, today we're here talking about the start of Phase 6 of the MCU. Hard to believe we're all the way here now. We're talking about the Fantastic Four first steps. Eagerly awaited. A lot riding on this one, I feel like it's fair to say. It's an all stacked cast, kind of leading up to a bunch of massive Avengers movies. After a less than below average phase in Phase 5, fair to say,
as discussed in the previous episode of this podcast.
Yes, so a lot riding on this. Before we get into it, obviously we're both fresh out of the cinema. Both of us went to sit with the common man.
With the common man, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
My cinema was very full. Like, I went to a cinema in the city, 6 o'clock showing. Probably, I want to say, 3/4 full, at least. Maybe even more. What was your cinema like?
Maybe half.
Which is about average for a Launceston cinema, so.
So more. I had more at Superman. And that wasn't even the first night.
That's going to be an interesting question towards the end of the episode, I think. All right.
I will say they did a really awkward thing where it's supposed to start at 6, so I walked in at about 6:15. I like to time my entrance, skip all the trailers, and I thought I was good. Sitting down right as the they always play the same Amy ad usually right before the fucking movie starts. So I thought it was right. Do that. I'm like, yep, let's go. Comes up with all screens like, thanks for joining us for the preview screening or whatever. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Whatever. Lights come up. I'm like, oh God, what are we doing here? And then the manager, I believe she's comes down, does who wants to try and win a Galactus glow head that's this big and its eyes glow. It's who wants to come up here and say the Thing's catchphrase? And I mean, I think it made it worse because it was only not even half the cinema full. So it was a lot. It was a lot for something that I'm like, I don't know, lady. It doesn't seem like people are too excited because barely anyone's here. And then she gave away one that way, and then another one was a lucky draw seat L, whatever you would want. And then who could tell me the year Fantastic Four debuted in comics? And one dude got it, and of course he was wearing a full Fantastic Four shirt he'd picked up from movie games as well. Super fan, obviously. Everyone else is there is lady, we don't read comics, we just watch the movies.
Yeah.
Comics are for nerds.
No, they at press screenings, they regularly have prizes to give away. Mostly the kids' films. So they'll be check under your seats for, we've hidden, what was it? We've hidden a sticker under one of the tables, or, but one of the best ones was, I think it was one of the Spider-Man movies. They're we're going to have a quiz about certain questions. And someone just first 3 people here at the front, someone nearly killed themselves running down the stairs. Good times.
She looked at me for the second one. I was because she was so close to me because I sit closest to the front. And she looked and was like, do you want to do it? And I just went, I didn't even say no. I just shook my head
Was it a good prize?
Oh, I was like, what the fuck am I doing with that Galactus head?
What would you do with the giant Galactus head?
I know what most of the internet would do. Everything with a hole. They would fuck it.
No. You stick it in your car. So when you need to go through the carpool lane.
Yeah.
It's
she point out there and she's like, it may look like a popcorn bucket, but it's not a popcorn bucket. It's a glow in the dark head. I was I'm glad we've clarified.
All right. With that preamble,
Yeah.
let's get into talking about the Fantastic Four First Steps. Please be aware we'll be freely discussing anything and everything about plot themes in any of the movie. So if you haven't watched it, come back later. So let's talk about it. Fantastic Four, the First Steps.
Famous around the world, please welcome the Fantastic Four. Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman, Human Torch,
I love you, Johnny!
and the Thing.
Hey, what time is it? Say the date.
That's not really something I say.
It's clobbering time.
That's just in the cartoon. Never late for Sunday dinner. Let's eat.
Hey, what time is it?
It's dinner time. Get inside.
I herald his beginning. I herald your end. I herald Galactus.
Directed by Matt Shakman. Screenplay by Josh Friedman, Eric Pearson, Jeff Kaplan, and Ian Springer. Story by Eric Pearson, Jeff Kaplan, Ian Springer, Kate Wood. Based on Fantastic Four by Stanley and Jack Kirby. Starring Pedro, Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Ebon Moss-Bachrach, Joseph Quinn, Julia Garner, Sarah Niles, Mark Gatiss, Natasha Lyonne, Paul Walter Hauser, and Ralph Ineson. Dylan, what do you think of the Fantastic Four First Steps?
Yeah, I mean, if you say it's the best Marvel movie we've had in years, or a very long time, it's true. But also the bar is so low that it sort of feels like a shoe-in nearly. Like there wasn't much to do. But I mean, it is, and I think the reason it is that was a lot of is's I just said. Is that fuck me? It ignores it. It's just a movie, right? I think that's the thing at the heart of it. Getting away from the MCU, setting it in a different. Was it 828 as they revealed?
Yes.
Jack Kirby's birthday as revealed at the end of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Setting in an 828 different universe, it feels so disconnected, but in such a great way because they just get to make a movie without focusing on any of the Disney Plus shows or movies that come after and all that sort of stuff. And even knowing while watching it, and I guess maybe I could slightly say this is in the back of my mind while watching it, knowing the whole time you're watching it that the baby is presumably going to become something of bigger importance as has been teased and rumored and whatever. And that's confirmed by the end of the movie.
Historically. Canon.
Yeah.
Canon.
So it's like, even knowing that, it just feels like a standalone movie. And because they get to just tell a movie, they get to do this really good family drama. Like there is little action here, in a good way. Most action actually sort of comes, other than the final sequence with Galactus, obviously, is mostly in like that montagey stuff at the start. And what the rest of the movie is a really good family drama. I will say, as I do think this was good, but I could not help but think about The Incredibles the entire time watching it. And it is well known that Brad Bird was heavily inspired by Fantastic Four when creating Incredibles. And I would still say this was good, but Incredibles is still like, it's sort of done Fantastic Four better than this. Like, is sort of the state of affairs. He out Fantastic Four the Fantastic Four, I think, in that regard. I mean, the cast is what holds it together. I think Pedro Pascal this is the best thing he's done in his many 20 million movies he's put out in the last 24 months. At least that I've seen. I mean, there's a couple of things I haven't watched yet. Still, obviously,
Editing's not here in Australia yet.
Yeah, editing's not out and stuff like that. But Vanessa Kirby's absolutely fantastic. She brings this warm energy to it. Ebon Moss-Bachrach thing was surprisingly a lot better than I actually thought he would be. I would say that the throwing him a tiny bone of a romance felt sort of like, we better give him something, and I'm like, I guess it's something. And Joseph Quinn, Human Torch, is probably the best version we've seen, because he still has that element of, he likes silly things and girls and whatever, like all that carries through, but he's way less of a dick than he usually is, and he's a lot more likable. And his arc of actually putting on solving the language and whatever else sort of helps make him a lot better. Galactus, I would say, is fine. I guess that's another element I'd say is like not super. Like Galactus is still, like, at the end of the day, by the end of the movie, he's just a dude who is
He's just a villain.
He's just a villain, right? And I'll say that in the comics, obviously, I wouldn't say much more backstory than this, but you do have more backstory, which is in most of his.
They've had like 60, 70 years to flesh out.
Yeah,
his
but
story.
between him, I mean, Ralph Ineson's voice suits him very well, that deep voice or whatever, which is good. But I think him and the Silver Surfer or Shalabel, they're probably they're fine. They're not. I didn't like her CGI. I'll say I think when the fact that I think about silver things on screen, and I still think about like the villain in Terminator 2 looking better in silver than in the year 2025. I'm like, I don't know, you're doing something weird with the CGI there, but whatever. But overall, yeah, very good, obviously.
Yeah, obviously, well, not obviously, it is a very good movie. I think very enjoyable and fun. And you know, I think being outside the MCU definitely helps, but just having this unique take on these characters, this unique world to kind of set it in, I think, you know, kind of sets it apart and kind of makes it feel fresh and new. I appreciated it being very science heavy, you know, because you know, I mean, the other Fantastic Four movies were science based, but like, you know, it felt like science was going to be the solution to all these problems rather than using their abilities. And it mostly is in this, you know. It wasn't a case of, we're just going to hit them as hard as possible until they fall over, you know. Yeah, I think the whole family unit thing is like really great and really important, like, you know, really works. Really interesting. The movie kind of opens with just you know, it revealing that she's pregnant. That's the first thing we kind of see. I think, yeah, Vanessa Kirby is fantastic. I think obviously there's that moment where she gives that speech with Franklin in, you know, a mob of angry people, and you're kind of like, wow, that's a really impressive like portrayal of Sue Storm, where she's able to touch these people, you know, who are baying for his kid's blood, pretty much. I think I really enjoyed this read because he's probably the closest to the comics in like this guy who's in his own head all the time and like kind of like, like you said, like kind of always thinking about what the worst possible outcome is and how to avoid that and that kind of stuff. And Pedro is playing a character very unlike Pedro. You know, he's not really charismatic. The one time he like talks to the press, he kind of fucks everything up. You know, so I think that's really
you see him talking to the press even before that, I guess, but he's reading off
he's just very
teleprompter, and he's just very factual. Like, we have destroyed the villains and saved the day. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think this version of the Thing is not like a joke, really, like, or the butt of the jokes, like this tortured figure, like he was in the Josh Trank version. So, and yeah, I think Joseph Quinn is really enjoyable as this version. Like, feels like he's clearly not as smart as Reed, but like he can help. He's got skills more than just being Sue's brother, you know, and being the hotshot kid, you know. I do appreciate that apparently all his clothes are just fireproof. Sure.
Makes sense.
All the time.
After several years of...
After 4 years, they're like,
yeah,
I'm just going to wear fireproof clothes all the time because, you know, you never know.
Mm-hmm.
There was not one moment of anybody being naked, so... props to them for doing that. So, yeah, I guess we'll just run through the plot. We've got a very basic outline provided by number one film source, Wikipedia. On Earth 2828, 4 years have passed since Reed Richards, Sue Storm, Ben Grimm, and Johnny Storm gained superhuman powers from cosmic ray exposure and became the superhuman team known as the Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I mean, might as well just shout out the score for Michael G. Keane right here. I was worried they were going to do that Fantastic Four thing throughout the entire movie, and then I would be like,
you hear the orchestral,
that would be
but not the voice.
Yes, not the voice.
You hear the do, 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 do. Yeah, but
Yeah.
Also,
I really like.
You know what other score he did?
Incredibles.
Yeah, correct.
I really like the opening where it's like Mark Gattis's character's kind of explaining kind of everything. It's very 60s, like even with the voice of Reed Richards up on the subtitling it, just kind of running through the origins and that kind of stuff. Not necessarily having to see it.
It was making me think it's interesting that obviously it's coming out 2 weeks after Superman. 2 weeks? Yeah. They both, this and Superman, both skipped origin story stuff. Superman a bit more, but this still just does we're just going to give you a quick Fantastic Four. Here we go.
Yeah. Yeah, and even then, like, showing bits and pieces of their adventures and what they've done, and, like, showing them in action and giving examples as why people actually care about them. Because we get our first glimpse at Paul Waterhouse's mole man when he attempts to steal the what was it? Pan Am building?
Yeah.
Your choice of a building to just try and steal.
They have all these
for an airline.
Well, they were all what age? Like yeah, they were all golden age, like villains.
Yeah, like 60s-esque in that kind of business, businesses and that kind of thing. And yeah, like, but even the world, like, they stop a monorail. Very incredible. It's like, stopping that. So yeah, I thought that was all really well put together and that kind of stuff. During a family dinner, Reed and Sue reveal to Johnny and Ben that they are expecting a child. The team celebration is cut short when the Silver Surfer suddenly appears from the skies and informs the entire population the planet has been marked for destruction by the planet-devouring cosmic being Galactus.
I enjoy I actually enjoyed the way it was edited together with opening on the because they sent the whole movie quickly around the baby by having the scene with them and then going to like the Ed Sullivan Show history sort of thing, when they could have opened with that and like had it play out in chronological order, but instead it's like then we come back to the
intercut with
table,
this.
Intercut. But it means the movie opens and straight away like the baby's there.
It's important.
Yeah, this is what the movie is about, sort of thing.
No. One thing I also appreciated is that they established that Reed and Sue were married before the.
They were a family.
They've always been together
from the get go. It wasn't
yeah.
It wasn't a bound by trauma.
Yeah, they weren't trauma bonded. They weren't there out of obligation. It's straight away. So yeah, obviously before this we get a whole sequence of Reed like trying to prepare for the baby's coming.
That was pretty funny.
Like fucking Herbie, like
Herbie just
locking every single
everyone
drawer.
hating Herbie.
Yeah, just unplugging every single device. Just no, just it's a bit extreme, What else do we get? Johnny wants suits. We obviously get introduced to the teleportation idea early on. And it also turns out that Reed has been working with the police to effectively take out any single threat within the city, within New York City.
I like the whole I've been tracking several gangs to throw out a bunch of different names that'll go for any Golden Age comics fans. Like I can't remember any of them because I don't know them, but you're like the so and so gang,
Puppet Master, and that was the only one that stuck around. Yeah.
But I like that. It's just again a lived-in world, not a.
Yeah, but then we get the Herald. Silver Surfer, who I don't think looked terrible. Like it's hard to make a silver being look impressive.
That's my thing, though. I'm saying Terminator 2 made a silver being look impressive.
Yeah,
I know
but
it's
it
a
wasn't
different
silver all the
design,
time. Yeah.
but like there was something just about this I did not like, and I can't put my finger on it. It's just
No, I liked it when anytime Human Torch like came up against her, and then it was like the Human Torch's colors on her and that kind of thing. That always looked pretty cool. But yeah,
also it's not like the CGI looked bad. It's just from a art department, I guess, or like a design perspective.
coloring.
Color, I just doesn't work for it. It's not like bad CGI. It's not that. I was like CGI overall good for this movie. One scene though, right, which happened right here when the car pulls up with them in Times Square and they jump out to speak to Silver Surfer, looked atrocious. And I'm wondering if they'll fix it or other people notice it because it was so bad to me. It almost looked like Vanessa Kirby.
Maybe they put
was
motion
walking
smoothing on for a second.
It was terrible, but the rest of the movie was fine.
Yeah.
So. Stuck out like a sore thumb, that one, but yeah.
Absolutely. So we get this big spectacle.
Johnny chases her. She says,
Yeah, Johnny chases
die
her.
in your own home or whatever the saying was.
You know, because
People.
they've been recording transmissions from space from like ages on records. You know, despite them having computers, like and screens and stuff. I guess they just.
It's got this very Jetsons-like world, doesn't it? Where it's futuristic, yet it's still
old-fashioned.
Yeah.
You know, with like Kirby with the tape.
Yeah, go switch
memories and that kind of stuff. You know, so got to have the vinyl records of all these recordings. You know, or whatever the equivalent of vinyl is that they're using. After studying numerous anomalies in space involving the disappearance of planets, Reed and the team launch aboard the Excelsior rocket ship to outer space in hopes of negotiating with Galactus over the fate of the Earth.
You know, I was thinking while watching it is if Stanley had still been alive, the opening part where it had older people saying "Thank you, Fantastic Four," I'm like, that's where he would.
He would have been one of them. Yeah. Shame they didn't have it.
Also, the original, the you know how they revealed before the movie was coming out the other day that the original unreleased 90s film cast would be in it. They were there.
No, yeah.
I was looking for them because I read the article saying that they'll make a cameo, and they were there in one of those shots saying "Thank you."
One of the circles.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool. What a nod! What a crazy pull.
Really weird because it's unreleased and no one knows. But sure.
But it was technically unreleased. It's out there.
It's out there, but I mean, it's not like wasn't properly released.
It wasn't official. Yeah. So then we get this whole sequence where they fly up into space, and obviously, you know, the first time they've gone into space since their accident.
Mm.
You know, flying out of New York City, and then I don't know if you're like me, like once they got into space and they like detach all the bits, I'm like, fuck, that's all gonna hit the.
I mean, isn't the whole thing of proper rocket ships they're made from stuff to like burn up before they re-enter the atmosphere or whatever?
Potentially. I mean, Reed's a pretty smart man. I'm sure he isn't going to allow that stuff to just fall and kill a bunch of kids, you know.
Can I pause for a sec? Just because stuff's coming back to me as you're going for. So before all this, that we do get the scene where Ben is, you know, walking through the town talking to all the kids that you see in the trailer where they're like, so do I, and all that sort of stuff. And then he meets Natasha Lyonne's character, which, as I said before, I'm very much like they threw him a bone, tried to give him a little bit of a romance.
Yes.
But the thing I actually enjoyed most about this that is in line to the casting, I think, of Ebon Moss-Bachrach and Natasha Lyonne, and in line with the character of Ben, is their little interaction backwards and forwards about their love for like small New York places.
For New York
like
stuff,
you know,
old stuff that hasn't changed.
Yeah, that I think that fits for actors as well. Like they're both known, especially Natasha Lyonne, as like big New Yorkites or whatever the saying is, right? So I think that
I believe New Yorkers,
I know. Sorry, I'm not one, so I don't know. But you know, I enjoyed that little bit of dialogue about the they're the best. You can't get them anywhere else. These cookies, you know, like that felt authentic and added a little bit to their characters for me. So
Yep.
yeah.
You know, Ben showing a little bit of vulnerability. You know, there's a very sweet, and also him almost throwing the cars at the kids. You know, just give him a little scare.
Yeah,
that's what they need.
They deserved it.
You know?
I enjoyed after she came over and talked in the background. You just hear the ooh, like the kids here.
Fucking kids can read it straight away, can't they? Yeah. So apparently they've got some sort of FTL drive set up already in space, despite them not having gone to space for a very long time.
FTL, I was like the video game.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. You know, very cool though. Like obviously, you know, their spaceship, and then they set up the you know,
it's actually what Obi-Wan Kenobi,
want of a better word, hyperdrive engine.
Yeah, Obi-Wan uses in Star Wars, remember? Because his ship doesn't have a built-in hyperdrive in Attack of the Clones, and he has to use it to jump around. You know that little circular thing? It's the same technology, I think.
Okay, so yeah, I guess it's all owned by Disney, so it's not. It's
all together, you know. Yeah.
So yes, they go to whatever planet is about to be devoured next, and it gets devoured.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it looks pretty cool. Like, I guess it's getting pureed down, so Galactus can eat it, I guess.
Yeah, his little world machine planet ship thing.
His little ship eater.
Just chip
devours it from the inside.
Eats for it, yeah. And they make a point of saying, and this planet was 23% or whatever, the bigger than
it was bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, so cool effect, you know, terrifying. And yes, they get tractor beamed into Galactus' ship, so he can talk to them.
Julia Garner comes out and she's like, "Man, it's crazy. I was looking for those kids that ran away from my class, and I've ended up here."
Leave your weapons talk for a few weeks. Upon the ship's arrival on a distant star system, the new planet is immediately destroyed by Galactus' ship, and the team is captured. The team is brought to Galactus, who offers to spare Earth in exchange for Sue's unborn child, as he has sensed immense power within. The team refuses the deal and escapes from Galactus and Silver Surfer, and Sue gives birth to Franklin before returning to Earth.
I don't know what he called it. He called it something. Cosmic something. I don't know. Like there was some specific word.
Cosmic.
Yeah. And by the end of the movie, we basically find out that he senses that the baby could take whatever.
Yes, he believes that the baby could remove his hunger, so he can finally rest.
So it's powerful enough to hold that. Yeah.
Yes, or rid him of that, or you know, which I believe in the comics may or may not be something that happened. So. Yeah, he wants that baby. And of course, like any parents, they're like, fuck you, not having a baby. Despite the moral quandary of one child for all of humanity. So they get the fuck out of there. You know, Johnny sets a bunch of stuff on fire while also flirting with the Silver Surfer at one point, getting shot down. Asking her what she said to him. Which is important later because then he's able to apparently from that he's able to crack an entire language.
I mean, I don't think he could do it that fast. But
yeah, it was implied like over a couple of days, I think.
Yeah,
right?
I feel like that's way too fast. There's so many variables you'd have to.
Yeah, I think this whole chase sequence was pretty cool and stellar.
Yeah, I think it was probably the best quote unquote action scene in the movie.
Yeah, like. The whole them flying, it's going at light speed, trying to shoot her, but the beams are bending around it, so it can't really hit her on target. Trapping her in like the gravity well of a star, and then all while Sue is in labor. The moment where the Silver Surfer's almost pulls Franklin out of her womb. With her intangibility abilities, fuck it. That would have been scary, but if she had done it, that would have been one of the gruesome moments in the MCU.
I was thinking while watching that whole scene, I was like, how wild is it that Vanessa Kirby like filmed all this stuff and now it's like about to give birth? I wonder if it was like help to like prepare. I don't know. You know, like it's like it is wild how the timing of that she got to be on the red carpet at like fucking 9 months or whatever the hell she's at, pregnant, promoting the movie in which her character gets pregnant. I was like,
That's about as a child, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, also like flashing back to earlier in the movie, where I thought it was really creative use of her powers, where she like obviously Reed's running like a bunch of tests on this baby because they both got cosmic energy, wants to make sure the baby's going to be fine, and she uses her invisibility powers to like show Reed Franklin in the womb. Crazy, very effective. Yeah, allays a lot of fears. But yes, after slingshotting around a star, apparently they're able to have enough fuel to get back home.
Whatever, science, man.
Science, yeah. Yes. Following the team's press conference where they explained they failed negotiation with the Galactus, the world turns against them, fearing Galactus' imminent arrival. I kind of love this. It's like no time to like debrief the media team and be like, hey, no, we didn't solve the problem. It just everybody expected them to have fixed it.
But it's also in line with what we've been seeing built up in the movie, where they're like super celebrities and everyone believes they're
the
save the day no matter what, you know. Like,
yeah, just I don't know, Reed believing that everybody would be on the same page, I guess, of like, yeah, he wanted to steal our kid, but we said no, so the rest we're still in mortal danger, everybody, and not seeing that that would be a bad decision to say out loud. Good times. So yeah, back to square one. Everybody's freaking out. A lot of people are getting really angry. Apparently, there's a Galactus cult that is going to go to Mount Everest for some reason.
mm-hmm.
You know,
I don't
a lot of
them. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, death cults are weird. They'll do anything. Yes, with Franklin in her arms, Sue goes to the public and assures them that the team will always fight for the world, just as she will fight for her son. I think the powerful line was, "I refuse to sacrifice my son for the world, but I won't
sacrifice this world for my son."
Yeah, I won't sacrifice the world for my son, but she inverted it in some way. I can't remember the exact wording.
I won't sacrifice my son for this world, but also I won't sacrifice this world for my son. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, okay. I thought she used a different word, but
yeah,
it's really powerful and like you can understand why she's the voice of reason, or like the figurehead.
She's the leader
of
of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, she is. Like, she's the one who's bringing world peace. Like, she's the politician. She was the one who brokered the deal with Mom Man for Subterra.
I'm pretty sure that's what the kids call mothering. Was what was happening. You know?
Yes. You know, it was a little bit exposition with her explaining their entire backstory, but effective in getting everyone on board. And then she says, "Oh, we will move heaven and earth to make sure you are all saved because you're all family." And that triggers the thought into Reed's mind: let's just teleport the Earth. Why not? So they start building all these smaller bridge devices around the world.
This is the most unrealistic part of the movie, by the way.
The part where the entire all of humanity works together to save each other. Yeah,
never would happen.
I know that if there was someone as aspiring as a Fantastic Four,
Elon Musk would come in and be like, "Good idea, but I can do it better. I'm going to start my own version." To compete against yours for some reason.
Absolutely. So, but yeah, apparently they get had to be like 50, 60 different devices built all over the world in a matter of days, all while Galactus' ship is coming past different planets throughout the solar system. Very effective.
They're getting updates like someone's passing a fucking Ring camera on their front doorbell. Ba-ding! Oh, Galactus' ship just passed Jupiter.
He's past Mars. Yeah. You know. Meanwhile, yes, Johnny is trying to crack this code of this language that he's deciphered. Doesn't want to tell Reed about it because he's got so much on his plate. Yeah, and just when they think it's going to work, and we're going to get, I think fucking cool. This is going to be cool. They're going to teleport the planet to somewhere else. I don't know how that's going to work. Is that how? Including having to, because part of the plane they need to store up electricity. So lots of curfews, and that's why the thing has a beard.
Yep.
Because he didn't have enough time to shave. He didn't think to time it better.
Yeah. Makes me
But
feel
yeah,
like I
he looks a
I
bit-
could be the thing, you know?
It's Rocky beards. Just as as the countdown starts and they're about to teleport, Silver Surfer comes along and just destroys all of them.
Mhm.
Bruv. Pretty terrible.
Rough,
All but
yeah.
one, of course. So yeah,
She was on her way to destroy it. She gets interrupted by Johnny.
she does get interrupted by Johnny, who plays for her a bunch of messages because he's deciphered all the messages that they've been, all the transmissions. A lot of them are from her home planet, where they're all sending messages of thank you for getting their planet spared.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
it's
we
crazy.
get-
He ran out of that bedroom and said, "Man, guys, I'm really onto something." And it was crazy how it just worked out that he had them all on his little USB thumbstick. He could send to his
He
TV
could
screens around New
sync
York
to
City.
these new Times Square.
And he had them all
screens.
synced up too. So he pressed a button, it went through them in proper order and everything else.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
it's pretty incredible. Pretty fantastic. Yeah, it just like kind of messed her up emotionally.
Yeah.
To the point where she just disappears. So then we get
Well, it's you get her backstory. So, about her being
her sacrificing
planet
herself.
sacrifice and everything like that. But and here's people kept going when they revealed that it was Julie Garner. Unlike the rest of the internet, that's still, and I saw it this morning. People still crying about the movie's gone woke. It'll go baroque. I looked up the character and like I think the comic book origin story was like she's what the actual Silver Surfer's partner or something like that, and they're separated for aeons or something like that. Whatever. So they've done a like slight twist where it's in this version she's the one who becomes the Silver Surfer, I guess. But also it's been set in a not the main.
It's a different universe.
Yeah, so it's crazy how those things work.
You can always have another male Silver Surfer.
No one's gonna cry when Tony Stark's fucking Doctor Doom in a movie. Our next movie, are they? Though
No, so
that's okay.
but I mean, people did cry. So
But in a good way, I think is.
Yeah, so then obviously we get trying to figure out how they're going to stop Galactus. The plan is they've got one more teleporter. They're going to teleport Galactus away. The only way to get Galactus to Earth on planet inside the range to get teleported is if they use Franklin for bait.
Yeah. And now, because of ever since the release of Man I Steel, they now have a 10 to 15 minute sequence or however long it was. That felt
Where they evacuate the city.
unnecessary to me just because they don't want to get yelled at online. They're like, we
I mean,
better
it's fair.
explain
Like,
how we evacuate the city. Who cares? Honestly, just tell them all to leave the house.
Listen, more Paul Walter Hauser was good, He just wanted to one up Reed,
Yeah.
Butter me up.
Yeah. I could have got rid of all that stuff, to be honest.
I thought it was all good. I do. Obviously, we skipped over it a little bit, but like, there's that moment where Reed is like rationalizing people's fears as to why, why would general people would think it's morally right to get rid of one child to save all of humanity.
Yeah,
and
have a fight.
Sue not having it. And like, again, kind of getting at the core of the character. Like, Reed is this person who is thinking all the time.
He's the
what
thinker.
is it? He doesn't. I don't dream. I don't imagine. I just think. Which I think
Just the thinker.
very. In some universes, but then yeah, like Sue also comes to the realization that in that scene that Franklin has to be the bait. That's the only way this plan is going to work, and kind of, accepting it, and them going out and having a little walk with Franklin, appreciating him and loving him, and then you've got Ben and Johnny in their room, not wanting to go see if they're back yet.
Thank you so much. It's a high five for going down there checking. No worries, man. Thank you. I appreciate you for going down there and seeing if they're back yet. No worries, man. I just wanted to give you a high five and say once again thanks for coming down and checking what they're up to.
You're so good. She's so good. And then just Sue just popping up out of nowhere, like scaring her both. Yeah, so then we finally get Galactus on Earth. How'd you feel about the scale of Galactus?
I like it. It's they made him huge, but also in like if you made him planet sized, like sometimes he's portrayed in the comics, and he didn't shrink down or something, like it's just I don't know. Then people are like, okay, he's Ant-Man, I guess.
It's like no, but also it's like if he's too big, it's like no, there's no way. I can't believe that they can overcome them. Yeah.
I liked it. He's huge. He's the biggest villain that we've had in the MCU without anyone even getting close to him. But
without them like emerging from the planet itself, hatching out the planet itself.
Like they do a good job at. I think it's the right size. I think it was the right choice.
No, I think so too. It's like Godzilla-esque. That's fine. So it's big enough to be a serious threat, but also, not too over the top.
If you didn't get how big he was, they make sure to show you him comparing
to Statue of Liberty. Yeah. So their plan is to trick him into thinking he's about to grab Franklin, but they've swapped out the cases. But apparently he's got scanning X-ray vision. Can tell the difference. Smart bugs. And after pretty much taking everybody out, he gets Franklin, despite Herbie's best efforts. Let's see.
He also flicks the thing up into space, basically. So
yeah, flies him into space, but only to be saved by Johnny. We get the great moment of them flying back in.
Say the line.
Say the line. What time is it? What time is it? And then he says it. I would. Only person.
I was thinking, I don't know if it's time and place.
He said the line. CM Punk. No.
It's fucking hell.
But it, even that like only distracted for a little bit. But then it ends up being Sue who like pushes him back into the teleporter
zone
field with her force field powers, while Reed runs up the side of buildings, stretching all over the place and grabbing Franklin from Galactus' giant hand. Just when you think he's defeated, he almost escapes the portal. We think we're going to get this self-sacrifice moment from Johnny. But the Silver Surfer comes in and I guess sacrifices herself? I wasn't entirely clear.
I took it as she sacrificed herself, yeah. Looks like she blows up, so.
Well, I mean, but she hits him and they go through the portal. I mean, I don't know if she's sacrificed herself because she'll just be at that other side of the universe or whatever and she can fly away.
She dead either way, I think.
But yeah, I guess
Galactus eats her if she's alive on the other side. Like, I don't know what. That's dead. True.
Yes. But it turns out all this effort has taken it out of Sue Storm and she's died.
She dead.
Died. But when a crying Franklin reaches out for her mother, and touches her, she comes back to life.
I thought it was touching. This thing.
It was touching, but also undercut by the fact that you just know for a fact
she's going to come back. Be undone. Also, there's something about seeing a crying baby climbing on top of his dead mother's body that's surely going to is effective in its most purest form of what that is. Yeah.
So I'm sure that will end up tugging a few heartstrings. On a completely unrelated side note, I saw a great TikTok the other day of like this little kid watching
Yeah. Okay.
watching the new Lilo and Stitch movie,
Yeah.
and there's a
New one.
similar moment in that
Mm.
involving Stitch. This little kid's wailing. He's like, "He's not coming back. He's not coming back." I'm like, "Yes, we are traumatizing children again. I'm here for it. Well worth remaking that movie for that reaction." So yes, I think some people would have that reaction.
That's the thing. We're watching this now and she's coming back, but kids are watching this thing and she's dead for a minute.
She's dead. It's crazy. Yeah. I don't know if you would take it. I mean, it's pretty family friendly.
I feel like it's pretty family friendly. I feel like kids would definitely think she's dead at the end, though. I think Galactus would scare kids also when they go visit that planet. I think they would scare him, especially when they've been chased and stuff.
Did you ever feel like the baby was kind of weird looking?
It's hard. I would say it looked. Yeah, there was.
I assume there is a fair amount of CGI.
There's a fair amount. There's a few.
point.
There's a few CGI baby shots that weren't great. I would still rank them above that one car shot that I was complaining about before. That nothing. In fact, I feel like that looked so bad to me that when the baby started coming after that, none of them affected me as much because I was so bothered by this car shot earlier. But I appreciate they still use the real baby as much as they did. And there's a fair few moments with the real baby. I think my favorite was actually when Reed's talking to it one-on-one, about don't grow up
being
to be
glad
me.
it's not look like me.
Yeah, something like that. And then he goes, but if you're going to turn out to be like an evil space wizard,
God,
or whatever,
I'd like to know now.
I'd like to know sooner than later. Like, yeah, I thought that was
no, you're too busy peeing.
Yeah,
that was pretty great. Yeah, obviously, then we go full circle. It's been 5 years since the debut of the origins of the Fantastic Four. They're going back on the whatever Mark Gatiss' show.
Edward Sullivan's show.
Yeah. He asked for Franklin to be in a little 5 jumpsuit.
Yeah.
No, that's not gonna happen. They're gonna let him come to his powers when he comes into his powers. But before they can appear on the show, they get called away for emergency. And then we get an extended bit where they're trying to put a baby seat into a car, which is a real struggle.
Yeah, I love this part, actually, personally. I thought it was great. I thought it's sort of a testament to the heart of the movie, to be honest.
Just 3 men unable to put...
Yeah, 3 men struggling to put in baby seats, which are fucking ridiculously hard to put in. Sue just watching with utmost like adoring and like sort of, you can tell that she's like loving life at this point, sort of that this is what she's doing and she's glad to have a family and everything. No, I really liked it. Sometimes you could, yeah, I think if anyone would be like that, it seemed like a dumb way to end the movie. To me, it was sort of the heart of this movie was about them and not Galactus or anything, and ending it on
being a family,
ending on such a mundane family moment that's in a movie so high fantasy that it's very relatable to most people. I like that.
Yep. All right. Dylan, what was the most marvelous moment of the movie?
I'm gonna say the birth chase scene.
Yeah, I think
moment.
it has to be that, which is very cool and like elements of stuff you hadn't seen before. Like, yeah, just even the like zero gravity stuff looked really impressive. Of them just floating around everywhere. Even we haven't talked about it much, but the effect of Mr. Fantastic like stretching around. I don't think they overused it too much. It was like very subtle outside of Galactus stretching him at the ends, and like which looked pretty brutal. And I don't know if it was so great that they needed to change Kamala Khan's powers, but it was fine. All right, do you want to talk about the end credit scenes?
Yeah. Well, I'm actually assuming that the first end credits is potentially just a scene from Avengers.
Yeah, I think it is probably the closest comparison of end credit scenes that I can think of is the end credit scene from Captain Marvel. or even like whatever the movie was before Civil War. I guess Ant-Man, where it's like it seems like it's just a shot from the movie, but it's like kind of maybe like an alternate take or like something that is just gets cut out of the movie last minute.
They might use 2 seconds of it in the final thing.
Yes, but yes, we do get 4 years later. We have an older Franklin.
He's talking now.
Yes, talking.
He loves to read
books. Like the
origin
theories of the species, or whatever it is.
Yeah,
that's one of his favorite books, but something a little bit lighthearted now for Herbie. Sue goes back to Franklin, but notices someone is there. And we get this hooded green hooded figure hovering over Franklin. Seems doomish.
Yeah, it was definitely Dr. Doom. He's holding his mask in his hands. Yeah. I think the interesting thing to me here is that Franklin's like reaching out to his face like he recognizes him or knows him.
Well, I mean, the thing is, obviously, we have the United Nations kind of Future Foundation thing earlier in the film.
Yeah, they show
Latveria
is missing.
Is absent.
Yeah.
You know.
So I guess the
maybe
presumption is that in this universe that what's Doom's real name?
Victor Von Doom.
That he's the
Tony Stark.
Yeah. That I guess Victor Von Doom's implication is that he's the representative, or at least some. I don't know. Maybe yeah. He definitely didn't go up the space with him though. We would have known that. Unless you're going to tell me they just ignored that.
Do you know what a crazy theory I read since Tony Stark? Robert Downey Jr. was announced as Tony Stark. Tony Stark was adopted and was maybe have been a Latvian child, and it was just adopted by the Starks.
I mean, yeah, could be, yeah, sure, yeah. I mean, so he's kidnapping the child. Why?
You would assume so. I assume Franklin is a key to the next 2 events, or Avengers films at least.
So if you try and piece it together, it's like he kidnaps the child. He somehow takes the child to, what's the main universe?
616, I guess.
616? Is that, yeah.
They wanted to be 616.
They wanted to be 616, or whatever the main.
Because that's 616 is what it is in the comics. So.
Yeah, so they take it. So he must take him to the main universe somehow, and then I guess we get to the Fantastic Four
to find their kid,
coming to find their kid and traveling to another dimension.
Yeah,
which is when we get the Thunderbolts and credits scene, I guess.
Yes, and then we assume from there, Dr. Doom is able to use his cosmic energy to create Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Or start the Secret Wars.
Something like that, I'd presume, is the direction we're going in. It's like, and it's obvious, like, to be like, well, why would Doom kidnap the kid? It's like, well, Doom knows the kid's some ultra powerful thing that Galactus wants, so he wants that power. There you go.
Yeah.
That's
probably as simple as I'm sure there'll be more stuff for it, but
I mean, that's as simple as
simple as you need it to be. And then the end credit scene is we get to see a little bit of the Fantastic Four cartoon they talked about.
So Kirby isn't happy.
Whereas the one place that the thing says is clobbering time.
Yeah. It's unrealistic. I just say that in the cartoon. I don't actually say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fine. I did. Someone behind me I heard go, "Is that it?" I'm like, dude, the second credits is always just a bit. Like,
yes,
that's the first credits is the.
Listen, not to bring it back to the other superhero movie that came out, but I saw someone get very livid about the credit scenes in that. Oh, you're wasting our time and money with these, stuff. It's like, you should watch the credits because these are all the people who worked hard to make this movie.
I hope that DC continues to just do pointless after credit scenes and piss people off. To be honest,
yes,
to be completely honest.
The more angry are, the better.
Yeah, and if it continues to make people like that react that way, then just more reasons to just keep doing them. To be honest.
All right. Anything else you want to discuss about Fantastic Four?
I think
costumes were good.
Costumes were good. I think production design definitely. If this movie got Oscar nominated for production design, I think that would be fair. Then people get like, oh, it's the only time Marvel gets nominated.
Was it too short?
No, it's fine. I mean, if you're adding more scenes, I would be like, okay, well, I'd just be wanting
Okay.
character
Gifting
fleshed out
more.
stuff.
Yeah.
I'd be like, all right, we'll expand that romance, expand the thing more, add a bit more. Yeah, no, that's all I'd be adding. If it was like, let's add 10 more minutes to a fucking action scene, I'd be like, I'm
No.
good.
Even just more character stuff, I think would be great.
No, obviously, I already said the music's good, but the music is very good. But yeah, I think creatively, especially for someone who didn't like the look of the film, the first trailer, and said it looked sort of off. When I watched that first trailer, I can't remember my words, but I remember saying something along the lines. Seeing it in context, I think the creatively it looked very good, and production design, music, and all the choices that were made were very good. Because I was slightly worried. Like the director is someone who's previously, like, he'd done old WandaVision, sure, very stylized show, but he's done one feature, I think. Like, so I don't know. Well, it's just...
Well, I guess the question is, how's this going to do at the box office? Is it like on the back of like, are people all superheroed out on the back of Superman? A movie that you can go listen to all new DC cast, where we do Spoilercast for.
It's true.
If you want to get opinions on that movie that we've brought up several times.
I guess part of my is Pedro Pascal still is he a draw for people?
Is he still drawing?
Which he is and has proven to be in other things. I even said,
but also this is the least Pedro-esque movie.
Yeah, but he's still front and center for it. It doesn't really matter. Remember, I can't remember what I said. When I went and watched Materialist, there was girls there literally wearing shirts with him on it, and they were just swooning for him. Like there are people.
Well, were they in the audience when to see Fantastic Four?
No, I didn't see them. I should have been like, hey, girls, are you here?
Who's here for Pedro?
Who's here for Pedro? Whoop. Give me a hell yeah. I think I would presume it'll do very well because unlike a lot of the more recent Marvel films, this is a top tier Marvel character set. This is also the first time. This is one of the big movies. You know, this is I mean, X-Men will do way more money than whatever this does, I'll say. But this is they got X-Men back, they got Fantastic Four. This is the first movie we're seeing. You know, this is the first Fox property in MCU. I'm not counting not Daredevil, fucking Deadpool. I'm not counting that. This is the first proper thing. So it's also started a new phrase. It's been advertised as standalone. And I think it will do. I think this will do better than Superman. And I also want to, when I say that, I'm going to say that I hope, based on all the interviews with James Gunn, that they're not setting themselves up to, if we don't make $20 billion, then the franchise in the world is over. But I do think this will do better than Superman.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it'll do better than Superman. It's going to be interesting to see. You know, Superman's got that America thing about it, which is an issue. You know,
but it hasn't been doing as well.
Anti-American thing.
Yeah, it hasn't been doing well in America. For whatever reasons, I don't think it's the whole it went woke crowd because of whatever, but it hasn't been doing as well as it usually does. And Superman's considered a American hero, you know, culture moment.
I mean, $243 million in 2 weeks. That's not bad.
I'll say the most interesting thing. I feel like Superman is not a character for the kids. It's a character that I don't think Superman's a well-loved character by younger kids. I don't think Superman has
that's what Superman's for.
But what do they know Superman from? They just know him from like
Superman.
Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, right? They're
cartoons.
Like, I don't care. What cartoons? What cartoon was massive for young?
The recent one with Jack Quaid. My Adventures with Superman.
I don't think kids are watching that.
All the animated movies.
I don't think they're watching that. My thing is, I think Superman was huge as a character for our parents' age group. And especially because of the Christopher Reeve movies. And because of the Christopher Reeve movies, beloved because of his portrayal of the character in certain people's minds. But I do think Superman as a character has in the last 20 years not been as beloved as he once was.
Yeah, but have the Fantastic Four been as beloved? They're like, I know they're the first family, but they don't have the strongest history.
I think what they got backing for them is the people I was making fun of before, which is most Marvel audiences, right, don't read the comics. And I'm not doing a whole like, oh, you don't read comics, you're not a true fan thing. I'm just saying, blatantly, most Marvel fans don't read the comics. But what they do read is Wikipedia pages and Reddits, and they watch the YouTubers, and all those places are telling them the Fantastic Four is important. So they'll get excited because they're being told they're important characters.
All right. Let's wrap it up. Let us know what you thought of the Fantastic Four First Steps by letting us know on Blue Sky at explosionnetwork.com, or find us on other social media at ExplosionPod. If you want to help us out here at All New Marvel Cast, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or on Podchaser. Leave us 5 stars, and you can leave 5 stars, or just tell people about the show. And if you've enjoyed this episode, thoughts with $1, head on over to our Ko-fi page at explosionnetwork.com/supports. Next thing we'll be talking about here on All New Marvel Cast will be Eyes of Wakanda, the animated Black Panther tie-in miniseries. So make sure you watch that and join us next time for an All New Marvel Cast.